and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Mark Talks Football. And thank you guys ever so much for the record-breaking views that we got in the last video about the protest and about what happened with the Portsmouth game as well. Majority, nearly, I would say 99% of the comments were Portsmouth fans. So, as because it was them that were in the comments, I'm going to be addressing some of you today. Not only that, what we're going to be talking about, William Storey, who is now officially pulled out of the race. What happened behind that? If the players and the staff have been paid, yes, we will talk about that. But most importantly, as you can see, or as you would see by the thumbnail, Mike Ashley turned up to the game, or turned up to the stadium on Sunday, on the 29th, Sunday. I'm going with Sunday. On his representatives did, and we're going to talk a little bit about what Mike Ashley would bring if he is the one to take over Reading Football Club. So, this is what's happening today. Portsmouth fans, stay a little bit. I'm going to get into you. Don't worry, we'll get into you in a minute. But most importantly, William Storey. First of all, we're going to get into William Storey. As of this morning, William Storey released a statement saying, after signing a contract and exclusivity in October, we entered a period of due diligence. Our accountants have reported. My investors and I have decided not to proceed. I wish the club and the loyal fans the very best and hope they get an owner who will invest for the long-term success. Which was great news this morning, but then, as we know with some of the fans, we've had a lot of responses from that and what they were saying going into this. So we're just going to go over to James Earnshaw, who is a great, works for the Reading Chronicle, does a fantastic job from it. But he has reported the actual truth, as the Reading Chronicle has been told by sources, never signed anything, never had exclusivity, never showed any proof of funds, and never told the club who any of his investors would be. So that has been a big thing coming out of today. William Storey no longer in the race. It's now going to look like it's a two-horse race going into it. And also from Ji Min Lee reported yesterday, breaking: Reading FC players and staff have been informed that October salaries have been processed and payments will subsequently leave the club's account. Thank goodness. So Reading players and staff have been paid for it as well. So into the next topic. Next topic, Portsmouth fans. So, as you will see, if I edit it correctly, around me will be the comments that I received from the Portsmouth game. I'm going to read a couple of them out because I found it quite interesting. A club like Portsmouth did that type of thing. So let's just go through some of them, shall we? From Portsmouth, Portsmouth FC 1898, what a twat. Another guy put, dude, I watched and had the misery of Portsmouth Pompey's demise. You can't show respect to us. Doesn't feel right. We should be united. Not can't complain and excuse your behaviour on forums and saying it was 10 years ago. It's called karma. You lot should have learnt from us. Not falling. Someone from a Leeds United put, not a Reading fan, but I love the channel. Boy, squeeze that in because that was only a couple of nice ones that I received. Tennis balls aren't saving your club. Reading going on a League Two tour. Kind of remind me of back to school, where before the game, playground, one of the sides, let's call them Reading, say it's ain't fair, you're much better than us, blah, blah, blah. 2-0 and you fucked it up. Don't give it, can't take it, karma's a bitch. I hope you don't die. That's nice, thank you very much. But yeah, Mark talks shit. We are unbeaten in 26 games for a reason. So, let's get into my comments, what I said after the game. Firstly, you're not a good team. 26 games unbeaten, fair enough. But we let you in that game. And we let you go with that, with the shoddy defending that we did in that as well. Refereeing decisions was absolutely shambolic. So much stupid from the referees this season, it's unreal. And thirdly, what I want to say is I'm going to let Conor McGregor actually say this for me, and that will be the end of my Portsmouth message. Conor, over to you.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologise to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
Now, here we go. PowerPoint presentation time. So, Mike Ashley, potential new. The Fraser Group have sold Misguided to a Chinese company called Sheeran. They have also, the Fraser Group, as they are called, will retain the retail and the staff, but Sheeran will have control over profits and that. I don't really know. I tried to look into it and it's fashion and it got me all confused. So, let's have a look at the PowerPoint. So, firstly, what we're going to do is talk about Mike Ashley and what happened with him at Newcastle United. As it was reported, Mike Ashley sold the club for £305 million in October 2021. The profit of disposal of £195.7 million has been recognised in the current year after taking into account the net disposed of £107 million and legal fees connected with the sale is £1.5 million. Billionaire retail migrant Mike Ashley total brought 41.6 holding, launching his £133 million. That's when he took over Newcastle by basically taking it over for about 133 to 150 million. So he made nearly over double the profit that he made at Newcastle United. So here are the numbers with Mike Ashley. You can pause this video if I go too quick. We're not going to go through all of them. But here is what we're going to see. He spent, since 2007, £354 million on players, and he got £322 million back from sales, with a net spend on players of around about £32 million. Season ticket increases. He also £82 million increase in annual media income, £6 million increase in annual wages, 3 top half finishes, 8 finishes outside the top half, 2 relegations, 2 legal defeats from ex-managers and players, 1 pending HMRC investigation, 6 players sold over 15 million, 0 players signed for over 15 million. Wasn't Joel Linton there? Wasn't he 30 million? Under Mike Ashley. Anyway, 1 training ground renovations, 0 training ground renovations started, announced, never did it. 25 third round, 10 fourth to 5th. £6 million by Mike Ashley for Newcastle United for the Shrewsbury place, so he could personally develop it himself. He inherited £76 million debt, and apparently the current debt was 144 when he left. Apparently the debt growth of £68 million. And we're talking about now what happened on October the 29th. As you can see here, Keith Bishop, the associate of Mike Ashley, was spotted at the stadium. The guy here, who, as you can see, is circled, was spotted at the ground. And that guy over there is Mark Bowen. As you can see on the right, it is the helicopter that the Fraser Group subtly landed at the Select Car Leasing Stadium on the 29th. According to Alan Nixon, take that with a pinch of salt, Mike Ashley could look to appoint former Newcastle manager Alan Pardew should the takeover be complete, which will mean Ruben Sellés will be out. And arrangements are being made for bills to be paid on Tuesday by potential new owners. If you don't know, and if you don't know the history about Dye, what happened before Dye took over, he paid, he sort of put up front money for the wages to be paid when he first wanted to take over, so he showed intent of buying. So maybe this is showing that the new owners could be the American, could be Mike Ashley, and put the money forward, which has now been reported, as we saw earlier. The players have been paid and they are going forward with it. As you can see here, the Sheehan Group purchased Misguided for an undisclosed amount. Reinvest is thingy, as you can see on the here as well. In the account as well, according to Kieran Maguire, some Reading fans have been asking about Mike Ashley selling Misguided, a prelude to him buying Royals. I don't think that's the case, mainly because MASH Holdings already has over £1 or £2 billion in cash in the bank account. Not only that, It's looking like me. So the Fraser Group brought Misguided for 20 million when it went into administration. He has now sold it, but the Fraser Group will still have the estate and the staff, but the Sheehan will have the products. So I don't know how they're going to work that out. And also, a winding up petition has happened again. This is now the fourth time a winding up petition has been done by HMRC against Reading Football Club. It's nothing new. It's nothing that we weren't expecting due to him not actually paying players or staff or HMRC. I don't think has been paid in about 2 months. I think I could be wrong, but that is what's going on there with that. And that is it. That is all we know so far. So, as the story has been told so far, William's story is now out. He has said, and he also tweeted as well. I've got to find this tweet because he put it out there. Where is it? I've got to find it now because, and I'm not editing this out, so it's fine. I'll find it quite quickly. So it was quite funny because William's story, as I am now on his Twitter page going through it, talking about Neymar, apparently, for some reason. And on the 27th, he said that he had a deal with Mike Ashley to move forward and go with it. Apparently not. Nothing has been contacted between the two of them. So now it is down to a 2. It could be Redbird Capital. Or it could be down to Mike Ashley, whoever probably puts up the front. But it is also being speculated as well that Reading are being close to be put into administration, which will mean the assets will start getting sold and it will be cheaper for the potential new owners to come in and buy it, which will mean Dye will get a shit ton less money for it. So it is all now down to Reading. Hopefully something can be announced in the next 2-3 days up to this weekend. We've got FA Cup this weekend against MK Dons. I'm not going to the game as I will be doing a live stream on my with a guy that I've done with one before, Chris Parrish, on our local establishment, talking all things Crown Jewel, WWE Crown Jewel, their big Saudi show is happening, and I will be watching it. So I will be live on Chris Parrish's Twitch, and I will be talking all things wrestling on there. So make sure you go and check that out as well, as I will be live on there as soon as it starts till it ends, giving my thoughts and what's going on, and then we will go from there. But as I said before, Mike Ashley could be a great... We've seen a lot of Newcastle fans come in through the comments and through the stuff saying you don't want him, he will ruin your club, he will bring it, he won't reinvest it, he will bring profit, will run you like a business. And I tell you what, when I see stuff like that's exactly what we need. We need someone to run us like a business, make a profit, build the money up, make us actually look like we're worthy of money, and then if he sells it again like he did with Newcastle United, making double the profit, who gives a shit, in my opinion. But we will just have to wait and see with that. But with that, I'm going to end. I want to say thank you guys ever so much for joining me today. We've gained a lot of subscribers since that protest. Protest did a fantastic job. I can't get over how good that was. Everyone that was there was fantastic in how we all dealt with it all. And yeah, that is it. So with that, my name's been Mark. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Hopefully I get to see you guys on Saturday for Crown Jewel. If not, and I will see you guys for the next video, which will be this time next week. And we will go through all the other news. Hopefully a new owner will be there. Hopefully nothing bad has happened since the last time I see you. Peace. Ah, the fucking ding.